Hey, how you doing? This is Sharita C.W. Dela Cruz, and this is the MiddlePage Podcast brought to you by Blast Music 24/7, Esoteric Entertainment, and you. First and foremost, I'd like to say thankful to God for this show being on for 1 year. Um, January 10th, 2023 was the first day of our show. And a year later, we're still here, um, giving you all the goods and middle agedom. Tonight, we have a wonderful, wonderful guest. She is a mother, she's an artist, she's an entrepreneur. Uh, I'm just going to let her speak on herself. Tamika Mabry, please come to the stage.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. It has been a week, first beginning of the year, but I'm okay and I'm ready to go. Man, it's so wonderful to have you on.
Thank you for having me.
Wonderful. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself? Um, Mabry, where are you from?
Oh, I'm from North Carolina, born and raised all my life. North Carolina, between Rockingham and Alamance County, all my life.
Okay, okay. And what is it that you do in the arts community?
I am a visual artist, so I paint. I'll paint anything, but mostly I paint canvas with acrylic. I am exploring different mediums and I paint. When I run out of canvas, I'll paint walls and clothes and earrings. Anything that can be painted, I will try it at least once.
I understand. And she has the most unique and beautiful work that I've seen um, from an artist most recently. Why did you become an artist? What is your reason behind your passion?
Well, at first, my daughter is an artist, so I would watch her draw and paint or do whatever art she was doing. And one day I just got the urge to do it. So I started out drawing cartoon characters, and then that evolved into painting abstract pieces and just expressing my emotions through the paint. And then, I started just trying different things, trying portraits, trying so just trying different things, but mostly it is a release, a way for me to release my emotions.
I understand. Did you go to school for this?
No, I like I said, my
What?
daughter's an artist, so I was an adult when I found this gift. I was
Wow.
27 or 28 ish, around in there.
Are you serious?
Yeah, never been to school.
Man, I am astounded.
I
Because it
actually
looks,
went to school for computer programming, so I have a bachelor's degree in IT.
oh my, that's something I did not know. That is amazing because the quality of your work, the detail, uh, the fundamentals. I mean, I'm not an artist and I didn't go to school for art, but you know, we all know that there's some kind of structure in everything that is supposed to be, what I'm saying, done. But of course, as creatives, we take it where we want to take it. And
hmm
that's exactly what you do. Um,
Yeah, trial
when,
and error. YouTube has helped a lot.
okay, okay. And so, like, do you display your art? When's the first time you had the opportunity to display your art?
um, mm, okay, so I started painting in 2010. That was the first time I started painting. I sold my first painting in 2013, but the first time I was in an actual gallery was 2016, I think.
Okay.
And that was actually at the Uptown Artworks. It was a
Mhm.
gallery on Arnold Street in Greensboro, ran by Joseph Wilkerson. So he gave me my first opportunity to display my artwork.
Cool. And from what I understand, you do paint parties. You've done murals. What are some of the notable experiences that you've had with painting murals in this area?
Oh, murals. Yes. Um, I have done tribute pieces. I painted in an elementary school. I painted on the side of a coffee
Mm.
shop. Um, I'm trying to think of the different murals that I've done. Mostly inside. I've done a few outside. Oh, I've done some of the street murals. So there was one in Winston-Salem that
Mm-hmm.
said "End Racism Now," and so each artist got a letter, and I painted the letter D. That was in 2020. And then actually this year, I did another street mural on top of a bridge in Winston-Salem. So that was really cool to be up there painting and seeing the cars go by underneath the bridge. That was a really
Mm-hmm.
cool experience.
The one that said in racism,
Mm.
what intersection or street is that on? And is that still visible as
I
a
don't
work of
know
art?
if it's still visible. It was on Main Street in Winston-Salem.
Mm-hmm.
It was downtown. I think it was Main Street.
Okay. Well, y'all, anytime y'all go down Main Street, if it's still visible, this is one of the artists that had everything to do with that great work of art.
Mm.
Um, so let's talk middle-aged. You're a lady. Some of us do, some of us don't want to reveal our age. You don't have to reveal your age, but are you middle-aged? Do you consider yourself middle-aged?
You know what? I never considered myself middle aged until you invited me to this podcast. I was like, I guess I am middle aged. I
Yes.
just never thought about it. I am 42,
Okay.
and I've never had a problem with my age or telling my age or anything like that. I just
I know that's
didn't.
right.
I guess I just didn't grasp that. I'm at that age now. I've probably lived half my life. So
Yeah.
yeah, I guess I am middle aged.
Well, a lot of times that's a scary place for us, but whenever people are actually got their blinders on and they're thriving and doing their best to get through the life that they desire, it just doesn't seem like we're in that space. A lot of us are in that space and know it, and they're avoiding certain things and this, that, and the third. I'm just going, and like with you and others like ourselves, being middle aged and continuing to do wonderful things in life and keeping our blinders on, running our race, it can be kind of difficult. Starting with nutrition, let's talk about that because some of the stuff that I've experienced recently, 2024 is the year of my nutritional change for real, for real. Like I've been making changes, but this year is the year I just gotta, bite the bullet and do the thing. Do
Yeah.
you have any nutritional um, things that you do that you, I guess, are different than when you ate or, consume food when you were younger? Do you decide that I'm not going to eat this, I'm going to eat this because I know I should?
Yeah. Yeah. So I stopped eating pork 13 years ago. Have not
Yeah.
had pork in 13 years. And I stopped eating beef. I can't remember exactly, but I want to say maybe 6 or 7 years ago, I stopped eating beef. So gradually, I've cut out, meats. I still eat chicken, turkey, fish. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I want to eventually cut all of that out. Like my main goal is to become vegan, but I see that as a gradual progression. Just to cut out things a little bit at a time until um, I adjust to and learn different things to cook without having that meat. So I have definitely cut back on my meat consumption um, over the last year. I'll say year, to where I might eat it once or twice a week. So it's getting less and less, until I can work that in. But I think that's probably the main thing. I do. I juice as often as I can.
Oh, yeah.
Um, I really like to do juice. I've done like a juice cleanse or juice fast before, but then sometimes I just make juice and I might have it for breakfast or something. It's not necessarily a cleanse or anything. But yeah, I just try to work in more fruits and vegetables and, less junk. I still have junk, but not as often. I think
Right.
moderation is really the balance.
I understand. Um, do you find that juicing is beneficial in your experience with it? Like as
Yes.
far as energy and clearer skin, hair, the like?
Yeah, I do. And also, I've tried a little bit of intermittent fasting, which I
Mm.
did. I don't like putting labels on certain things, but I would wait until like noon to eat, and then I wouldn't eat I wouldn't eat after like 7 o'clock. So
Right.
as long as I ate between noon and 7 p.m., I found a lot of I found a lot of health benefits from that, because at one point I was getting really bad indigestion, and I
Mm.
think it was from eating late, like eating heavier late at night. And so that's why I stopped eating after 7. It had nothing to do with like weight loss or anything like that. It was just like I didn't want to be up in the middle of the night with this horrible indigestion. And so I
Yeah.
stopped eating so late, and weight loss came with it. But yeah, I definitely felt better when I stopped eating late at night.
Mm. That's a definite challenge for me because I'm a night person, so I always end up hungry at night. Um, if you do eat at night, what do you suggest? Um, like
Fruit.
not fruit. Okay.
Fruit.
What are some of your favorite fruits?
See, fruit. Oh gosh, I love all the fruits. um, I've been on this grapes thing lately. But I love berries, strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, pineapple, cantaloupe, all the melons, watermelon. Oh, this summer watermelon. I could not get enough watermelon.
And they were really
Um,
sweet this past summer, right?
oh God, they were so good.
I don't know what it was. It's almost every watermelon that I had last summer was amazing. Yeah, man. So we know that you eat good. Um, what
Most of the
what do you
time.
what do you find is a good work-life balance? I mean, are you an artist, a full-time artist, or
No, I have an 8 to 5 job. The saying is 9 to 5, but mine is 8 to 5.
yeah?
So yes, I have an 8 to 5 job. So most of my art is done at nights or on the weekends, or if I get a day off or something and I, want to do some artwork on those days. But yeah, trying to balance that out is a challenge, especially since the pandemic. So I used to
Yeah.
work in an office, and I would go to work every day. So once the pandemic hit, then my job switched to work from home, and it
Mm.
has been work from home since then. So we're almost at 4 years now working from home.
Wow.
And when I brought my computer home, I didn't have a laptop at first, so we brought actual desktops and monitors and all that
Mm.
home, and the only place that I could set up was in my art room. And so I hated it at
Mhm.
first. It was, oh gosh, it felt like work was invading my sanctuary. Like this is where I go and do my
And
artwork,
release
and
and get
I'm
away from work.
creative. Exactly. And so I had to, all of that was in the same room. So then it became, I'm in this room all day from 8 o'clock in the morning until whatever time I go to bed at night, because, I'm working in there and then I'm painting in there. So eventually I figured out how to, go somewhere else and paint. Or I got a
Mm.
laptop, and then I was able to move around a little bit with my laptop. Um, But I would paint outside on the porch or in the living room, in the kitchen, in the garage. I would just find different places to paint to get out of that room.
Mm-hmm.
And then recently, just last week, I got an artist residency at the Eno Arts Mill
Yay.
in Hillsborough. And so it is a dedicated studio space. So now instead of leaving to go to the office, I leave to go to the art studio. So after work, I can leave the house and have, a change of scenery and be able to, I feel like it's going to help my creativity. It's going to help my balance because, I have to actually get up and go there. So I think that makes a difference in trying to balance out work and life. It's not all done in my home,
Yeah, that has to be amazing to be able to do that on the adverse. Because, most of us are leaving our homes to go to work, but you're going out the house after you've done your shift and like, I'm going to have some fun.
Yeah.
That's got to be a great perspective.
It is.
So, I mean, do you ever consider making art a full-time occupation?
Yeah.
How close do you think you are to that? Your 50th year, your 45th year?
Okay.
I do things in increments of 5.
I would say between 45 and 50, it is definitely a goal.
Yeah.
Because I'll have some major things, financial things taken care of by then. But yeah, I don't see it like in the next couple of years. I'll say give me 5 to 10 more years, and that hopefully that'll be full-time artist.
Right. So can you tell our viewers what it is that you actually have to keep in your mind to stay motivated to achieve your goal of being a full-time artist in an X amount of years, or I'm going to make sure I eat the foods that I need to eat or get the exercise that I need to have? What are your mainstays to keep you focused?
Just having that goal. So one of the goals, in order for me to do that, would be to pay my mortgage off. And so in order to do that, I have to put extra money towards the mortgage because most of it is still going towards interest. So I put extra money towards the mortgage, but in order to get that extra money, I have to sell more artwork. All of my extra money that goes towards the mortgage comes from selling more artwork. So that is definitely a motivation to, stay on track with that. Because once I get that mortgage paid off, then
you're home free.
Yeah.
Get it home free.
I can afford to take I can afford to either take a pay cut and maybe work part-time doing something that isn't art that is still a steady income, or I can become the full-time artist and not have to worry about as much income doing that, because art is wonderful. Art is beautiful. Everyone loves it, but buying it is it's a whole different avenue.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Trying to make a living from it is the stereotype of what starving artist is true unless you have a supplemental income.
Right. So do you plan on, how long is this artist residency? Do you plan on doing art classes to the tune of your style of artistry?
The residency is 1 year, and the main focus of the residency is just to give me space to create. Now they do have classrooms that I don't know all the rules yet on how I can utilize them, but I do believe that I'll be able to do some paint parties or things like that there. They also have like a summer camp, and I'll be able to teach some of the summer camp classes there. because I've done that before in different areas. So yeah, it's for this year to give me that space, and so the goal is to just create as much as possible, to be there as much as possible and create. And then February next year, 2025, I'll have a solo art show there so that I can, display everything that I've created this year, basically.
Oh, wow. That's going to be amazing. I can foresee that being like one of the milestones of your life. And will they hold that exhibit for a while?
I think it'll be a month. I think it's a month-long exhibit.
Okay. That's cool. This isn't your first time being on exhibit for an extended amount of time, right?
Right.
When was the first one and the last one, or was there two that I'm aware of?
As far as a solo show?
Well, just being on exhibit, period, for an extended amount of time.
The first one I mentioned earlier in 2016, I can't remember how long that was up. That was so long ago. I don't remember how long that was up. Yeah. But I think 2 months has probably been the longest that I've had my artwork on exhibit. I did have a show in Mebane, 2022. I had a solo show in from February to like April, I think, is when it came down. So all of February, all of March. Yes, I think 2 months is probably the longest.
Okay. And all of the exhibits that you've had have been local, or have you had an opportunity to go out of state yet with your artwork? Maybe not exhibit, but just like for a show or like to be a part of an event?
Everything has been in North Carolina so far.
Mm-hmm. All right. This is your breakthrough year. I feel that. Seriously. Let's see. We were at the halfway point. We're going to get into the artist spotlight, brought to you by Blast Music 24/7. Troy?
Alrighty. Hello, everybody. Let's see here. Tonight we have our boy Yamasani, and this is called The Love Tornado. And this is the Blast spotlight. Let's check it out.
You gotta love yourself. Forward, yeah. You gotta love yourself. Oh, yeah. You gotta love yourself. You gotta love yourself. Forward. Gratitude, I've woken up to see another day. It's time to stretch, then meditate. 5 in the morning and young still asleep. Got my workout and I'm brushing my teeth. It's time to study, it's turning 6. The young in their rooms still sleeping like bricks. Pray to my spirit God need an assist. Spirit God told me I'm being too strict. Yelling and screaming too much. Each moment seems like a fuss. Adrenals out of sequence, frequency frequently. So I've been seeking the secrets of us. Spirit God told me I stay on the move and don't make enough room for some breathing and touch. But we can adjust. Spirit God told me to be sure I'm sleeping by dusk and trust. Cause you gotta love yourself. You gotta love yourself. You gotta love yourself. No one else can do it for you, King. You gotta love yourself. You gotta love yourself. You gotta love yourself. No one else can do it for you, Queen. You gotta love yourself. You gotta love yourself. You gotta love yourself. No one else can do it for you, King. You gotta love yourself. 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 Oh, no one can do it for you. You gotta love yourself. You gotta love yourself. Tell other priorities to move over. Know who you are when you sober. Put down the liquor, put down the doja just for a day. If it's too hard, you're nowhere close to yourself, you're too far. Some of us stay on the bottom like tar. Some of us rise up as high as a star. Some of us stay in a melancholy state of mind, looking up and don't try at the bar. Which one of you? 1, 2, or 3? You and yourself need to come to agree. Only opinion that matters is your inner chatter, and that's how it has to just be. Well, yours and the Lord's, of course, but God is what's happening above. Down here, you gotta love.
No one can do it for you. You gotta love yourself. You gotta love yourself.
What's your perception when you look in the mirror and see your reflection? Do you see royalty and perfection? Do you feel loyalty and connection? Do you feel like you're favored with blessings? You're greater than, do you feel less than? What's your biggest fears? What brings you to tears? Your peers, it appears no affection. Or do you feel stressed from the way people looked as you left cause you came with aggression? Or is it the fame and protection you seek that depletes you, defeats you, depression? This song is a pill that I'm giving that's too hard to swallow from deep indigestion. But I hope it leaves an impression and keeps you progressing. The message is you gotta love.
You gotta love yourself.
You gotta love. You gotta love.
I am an active listener. I am present. Very knowledge, belly free.
And that was Yamasani with The Love Tornado. And if you are an independent artist or a spoken word poet or up and coming comedian looking for some exposure, you can go to blastmusic247.com and register for free. But also Blast is looking for the fans. For those that love to hear great independent music, you can go to blastmusic247.com, register as a fan, and have access to hundreds and hundreds of independent music. Blast, changing the industry one artist at a time. All right, ladies, back to you.
Thank you so much. We're here on the Middle Page Podcast with Tyamika Mabry, creative artist. We've talked about wellness. We've talked about nutrition a bit. Let's talk about motherhood. You are a mom, right?
Yeah.
How old is your daughter?
My daughter is 24.
Oh my. All right. And so, you said your daughter was an artist. I'm pretty sure that keeps y'all connected, right?
Yes. We definitely bond through artistry. She actually went to school for art and design, so she has the degree in it. So she's always giving me tips and tricks, and telling me how to change something, or how to mix certain colors, and just different things she teaches me sometimes. So
Yeah. So like, being that you're surrounded by art, I know your family supports your artistry. So you would say that is your passion right now?
Oh yeah.
Among your creative methods that you practice?
Yes, art is my passion.
Good.
I write poetry a little sometimes. I've been a writer since I can remember. But I never consider myself a poet. I always just consider myself a writer. And then sometimes what I say might sound poetic. But yeah, I just don't consider myself a poet in that sense. But after finding art has been more of a focus than writing. But I do still write some. So those are two outlets that I am passionate about.
Cool. we are friends on Facebook, and I'm familiar with you in real life. So I know that you like to walk and get out and do stuff. I want to talk about what your take is on being active in middle agedom, and then go into your travel endeavors because you've been so many places. Um, what is your favorite method of exercise?
Walking. Walking is the easiest, most natural form of exercise. Everybody, okay, not everybody, but most people can walk. So
Mm,
I mean, and it's just natural. We've been doing it since, toddlers. Um, it's the easiest form of exercise. Like you just do it for a longer period of time or for, walk a little bit faster. So yeah, that's my favorite. I had joined a boxing gym uh last year, I think it was year before last.
yeah.
And I really enjoyed that. Actually, it was a great stress relief, punching the bag, kicking the bag.
Oh yeah, I can
um
imagine.
and it's a full body workout too. So you think you're just using your arms, but you're using your full body.
Mm,
So that was a really great workout. I haven't done that. It's been a year since I've done that though. I just fell off.
well,
But I
maybe
have
it's
been
something.
walking. I really like walking outside in nature
Mm,
as much as possible, getting the fresh air, being near water or trees or anything like that is the best for me.
cool. I used to take Taekwondo. Please don't ask me what possessed me to take on that particular martial arts form. But it was kind of like I just really wanted to kick the bag and get physical because I
Yeah.
was just really at that point in time I was dealing with like some angry issues. But
Hmm.
yeah, I think after I kind of relieved those issues, it kind of went away from me too. So I
Maybe that's
totally
what it
understand
was.
what you
Yeah.
mean about, whew, let it go, just let it go.
Yeah.
Would you suggest that walking is something that everyone should try as a method of exercise and getting out and about? Because a lot of
Absolutely.
people don't know where to start, as far as exercise, and people think that walking is mundane, but you're like the fifth person to give such a passionate response about just walking, you know?
Walking because I used to like running too. I actually did like a few 5K
What?
5Ks
Wow.
few years ago. Um, but I really love running. It's just something that you have to build up to. And since I haven't done it in so long, I definitely would have to build back up to it. But it's one of those that it's like a rush also. But walking is better for your joints. You don't have that impact of hitting the pavement so hard like you do in running. You can control your breathing a lot more, when you're walking. You can even make it like me and my best friend, we take our lunch break sometimes and go walking. And so that's our time to catch up, but we're also exercising. A lot of people
Mhm.
meet and eat and have lunch, have food. A lot of our gatherings is around food, and I think that that's part of the health issue in America. But anyway,
Mhm.
so we'll meet and walk. So we're getting the exercise in, and we're also catching up. We're able to talk, while we're walking. So, um, yeah, I'm an advocate for it. I'm not a fan of treadmill walking,
Mhm.
just because it's boring. It's really
Yeah,
boring.
your scenery is plain.
Yeah, if you can get outside and walk, it's like you're accomplishing multiple things with that. You're getting the fresh air, you're being around nature, you're getting all that, the natural things, just from the air and the nature and the sounds and the scenery. And yeah, I think it helps me clear my mind too. So when I do walk by myself, It's an opportunity to clear my mind, or say affirmations, or pray, or just say
Mm.
things out loud that I need to get out, or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think walking is like I said, is the easiest, most natural form of exercise for me.
Well, of course, the last day or so, maybe not so much, but
Yeah.
do you enjoy walking during the winter months? I love the cold air on in the mornings. Like
Mm,
like if when I work overnight and I come out and I'm like, it's just so refreshing. Do you like walking in like the morning cold winter mornings?
no. I will, but I don't do it as often when it's cold
Mhm.
outside. But I have been out there in the cold, all bundled up, with a toboggan and hat and big coat on and walking. I've done it in the rain. Yeah, so I will. It's just not as often, when it's cold outside.
Yeah. So let's get to this. How many cities have you visited in the last
Cities.
little while? I mean, just period. Like, I
Mhm.
love your travel pics because you're a creative person, so I can see you love nature and stuff like that. Some beautiful, beautiful pictures you take.
Mm.
But like the destinations, how many have you had? And then what makes you decide to go to these places?
Um, so one of my bucket list items is to go to all 50 states, but not just to
Mhm.
go there. I have a criteria. I have to stay overnight. I have to have a meal, and I have to see an attraction. So that's my criteria to consider that state checked off my list.
Okay.
Not, having a layover, or uh, you know, driving through. That doesn't count for me.
Mhm.
Um, so with the 50 states, I have been to 25. So I'm halfway there.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I still feel like I have a long way to go, but 25 states. Um, yeah, and I have a passport, but I have not used my passport yet. So
Mhm.
hopefully I'll get more international travel in soon. I've done like cruises to outside of the country, but not flying there, with a
Yeah.
passport or anything.
Yeah.
Um, and then I've been to some outer some U.S. territory that isn't a passport isn't needed, like St. Thomas, Puerto Rico.
Okay.
Those are U.S. territory, so you don't have to have the passport to go there.
Yeah.
But those were beautiful, beautiful places to go.
Do you find that you're gonna complete your mission first before you go international or whatever comes first? Your
No,
mission of the
no,
50
whatever. I
states.
I want to use my passport this year. I've had my passport for I think 6 years, and I haven't used it yet. They expire after 10. So I gotta use it before it expires. So I'm
Yeah.
going somewhere. So yeah, I'll mix in some international and United States travel. So
Okay.
I don't know where I'm going though, but my best friend is talking about Ireland. I think she said Ireland,
Mm.
Iceland, one of them.
Iceland?
I don't remember. I'm like,
Wow.
all right, let's go. I don't care where it is.
Out of the states that you visited, what's your favorite so far?
Okay, so can I do two?
Yeah.
Okay. So my the number one that I wanted to go to on my list, like out of anywhere, was Hawaii.
Mm.
And I went to Hawaii for my 40th birthday, and it was so beautiful. Oh my God, it was so beautiful. It actually had more more trees than I thought that Hawaii would have. I don't know. I just had this image in my head that it's going to be beaches and palm trees. Yeah, but this was like
They had deciduous trees?
lush, just green, just
Yeah.
mountains of trees. Like, oh God, it was so beautiful.
Mm.
Um And then the that's like the beauty. Yes, I love the beauty of that. But
Yeah.
the place that I had the most fun was actually Alaska, which
Wow.
is so crazy because I am not a fan of the snow. Like,
Yeah.
so I did not think I was gonna have much fun in Alaska. But I have a friend that lives there and she invited us to come up, and we did so much while we were there. We did dog sledding, we did snowmobile riding, we went to a ice like a ice museum where it was all these sculptures made out of ice.
Mm.
We went in an igloo. We went actually did a it was it's a hot spring, so it's like a jacuzzi out in the middle of the snow, but it's like a
Wow.
natural hot spring. So we're out there in our bathing suits with snow all around us. It was crazy. I
An
loved it
amazing
though.
contrast.
Yeah, it was. That was my best trip, Alaska. So
Wow.
yeah.
So the time of year that you went, I'm aware that Alaska has some times of the year where it's literally dark.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the time, was that the point in time where you went, or was there some
No,
daylight
we
hours?
went it was in March, so it was some daylight then. We also got to see the Northern Lights, which that's a big thing.
Ooh,
We saw that the first
Tainika.
night we were there. That was beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. That's like one of my bucket list things, to see the Northern Lights, the Aurora Borealis, and I, I've heard that that view is amazing
It
from that
is.
part of the
Yeah.
world.
I tried to take
Um,
pictures, but my phone, it just couldn't. It
yeah,
was people out
the
there
lake,
with professional photography and all of that, but just seeing it definitely was beautiful, but I couldn't capture it really on my phone.
yeah. Um, what's I'm interested to know. I'm not gonna have you name them off. That's a lot, but the I guess what's the state that you visited so far that you did not have a good time? That you just was like, I should have saved that for the 50th state to visit.
I actually have one on my list that's like I am not interested in going there, but it's part of my list, so I'll go there eventually.
Do you mind
And
sharing it?
that's Mississippi.
Why did I
I
say
just
that in
have
my
no
head?
desire. I have no desire to go to Mississippi.
Was go during the time of year where there's a festival, like you said, an attraction, so it'll be
Yeah, some
fun.
kind of attraction. I can't think of any that I was just like, eh. Actually, I went to New Orleans and I didn't think that it was as great as people say it is.
Yeah,
I won't say that I wish I wouldn't have went because I'm glad I went, but it's one that I don't have to ever go back. It just you know,
so you can
um,
your first time and your first time can be your last.
yeah, I'm good. I'm good if I don't ever go back there.
Yeah,
But then there were some that really surprised me, like Wyoming. I went to
beautiful.
Wyoming. Oh God, it's so beautiful. I love mountains.
Me
So
too. Me
they
too.
have the mountains are just gorgeous. Oh my God, so beautiful.
There's
I
certain
wasn't
places.
expecting that.
There's certain places in the state of Washington where you can see all five peaks. I want to say Mount Rainier, Mount Hood. I have a picture of Mount Rainier as my cover photo. Like I love the idea of, I don't know, big humongous things. I don't know. Like I want to see the redwood forest with the huge trees. Have you done that yet?
No, where's that?
I want to say some of the redwood forests are in California,
Okay, no, I haven't seen that.
but yeah, the ones that you can drive a car through, like just
Hmm.
super huge, um, giant sequoias, giant redwoods.
Mm.
Um, let's see. Have you been to Vegas?
Yeah, I've been to Vegas. I've been
Did
to
you
Vegas twice.
did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Actually, the first time I went to Vegas, um, was with Maine,
Mm-hmm.
and he had a cousin that lived in Los Angeles. So
Mm.
we rented a car and we drove from Vegas to
Oh,
Los Angeles. And that drive,
was
I
amazing.
thought that was beautiful.
Yeah.
The mountains and the windmills, and like it's just, I just get fascinated with mountains, trees, windmills, bridges, trains, all that kind of stuff. I just love it.
I'm like that too. Like New York, the Brooklyn Bridge, that's an obsession. Like
Hmm.
I just, I'm scared of heights and I don't like water, but every time I walk this bridge, I walk it as often as I can. My my family kind of clowns me a bit because I have this thing about it, especially when I go. It's like, you trying to walk that bridge this time? Like last time I went, I was trying to walk it, but it's just something about big things. I don't know what it is. I feel so brave and whatnot. Like my inner
Hmm.
child shines when I walk across this bridge. Like I did it every
Hmm.
single time I do it.
Is it long?
It's my goodness. Walking up to it, I would say that's a half a mile
Oh, okay.
just to get to the place where you can actually get to the, and I won't say wood, but the constructed part of the bridge that's a part of the bridge that attached
Mm.
to the mainland. And I want to say it takes about 10 minutes to walk across if you're just going to breeze. But
Oh, okay.
we go and just look around and whatnot. You can feel it swaying while you're on it.
Oh, wow.
If you if only if you're concentrating on that. But if you actually be like, hey, you feel that? Then you might. But it's
Okay,
just
okay.
the mystique of the bridge. It's amazing. It's an amazing structure.
Okay.
That's something that I would like. Go visit all the bridges, go to all 32 NFL football team stadiums. So,
Mm.
those bucket list items like you said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh man. Real quick, before we get out of here, I want you to do me a favor and tell our listeners and viewers um some pointers into just enjoying life and balancing your life out with work and all the things. You have a few
Oh,
pointers for us?
pointers.
Yeah, that you live by
My,
every day.
huh?
That you live by every day that gets you through.
Yeah. Find the joy in life. Like, um, I have always been told all my life, you need to live in the moment, enjoy the present, and it sounds so cliche, but
Hmm.
when you actually do it, like everything else, I'm not saying everything else doesn't matter, but everything else is so much less important. Like it's things become insignificant. Things that we think are big, like they really don't matter as much as we think they do. Like
Mm.
when you're living in the moment, you live in your joy, do things that bring you joy, all the things that you love. I feel like the more that you do what you love, the closer you're going to be to your purpose.
Mm.
Um, the closer you are to your purpose, the more that the people who are supposed to be in your life will be in your life. All the things meant for you will come. It's just like anytime that I have been just doing what I love, that's when all the good stuff happens. It just
Mm.
happens. I'm not out like looking for it or anything. It comes because I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And that's being happy, living, in the moment, and not saying that, we don't have all these other issues in life and troubles and worries and all of that, but if you can balance out or at least spend more of your time, you know doing the things that make you happy than
Yeah.
you are, worrying or stressing about the things that don't, it just it should outweigh.
Yeah. Man, it's been a pleasure sitting with you, talking with you, getting to know you and your artistry, your focuses in life. Um, Where can we find you on social media? First of all, I want you to tell people, and I'm going to tell the people, make it your destination this year to buy something from this young lady. Where can they buy or purchase your artistry and your jewelry, your handbags, your accessories?
Everything.
Yeah.
Typesofher.com. I also have an Etsy shop. It doesn't have as much of my items on Etsy, but I know how, some people are more comfortable with Etsy than they are, going to an independent website. So I have some, just a little taste of things on Etsy, which is Types of Her.
Mm-hmm.
And then my actual website is typesofher.com. And I'm on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, everywhere is Types of Her. So it's consistent across the board.
All right. And where can they visit your studio? Is there like another event? I know you just had a First Friday event this past Friday. When's the next opportunity that folks can come and collectively open to the public to visit you at the Artist in Residency Artist in Residency Studio?
First Fridays. Every month, First Fridays, all the studios are open to the public. I don't know how many studios are there, but I know it's at least 10. But they have an event every first Friday, and they'll have like a food truck, they'll have a band, and they'll have an art show up in the gallery. And then people can walk around and come inside the studios and talk to the artists, get to know each artist and see some of their work. So First Fridays, 6 to 9 at the Eno Arts Mill. That's in Hillsboro, North Carolina.
And whenever this podcast posts to YouTube, I would love it if you would go back and put the hashtags and hyperlinks. Is that it? Hashtags and hyperlinks in the comments so people can access your information and get to know Types of Her.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Oh gosh, like I said, it's been a joy having you on tonight. You can follow us at info.middlepage on Instagram. Subscribe to Blast Music 24/7. You might have caught this podcast by just clicking the link off a post, but if you actually go to YouTube, go to Blast Music 24/7 and subscribe, you can see more of the MiddlePage Podcast, more of my other podcast, Figures of Speech, as well as all the excellent programming that's available on Blast Music 24/7. In closing, do you have anything that you want to say?
Oh, just thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed this, and everybody visit my website.
That's right. Thank you so much, Tamika. I'm Sharita C.W. Dela Cruz, and this has been the MiddlePage Podcast.